Hi guys, it's Bill Whole Life Soaps. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully my head's not cut off, but I am getting ready to do my July soap challenge. And this challenge involves creating pointy layers by quickly pouring loose soap in layers. And well, it's technical. I watched the tutorial on it. We'll see if I can pull it off. I've gone ahead and mixed up all my batters and I've added my fragrance oils. This is going to be a cucumber melon soap. I usually make a cucumber melon that's kind of a cross between these three colors here, but I'm going to add this fourth one here. And this orange is actually going to be my base layer. And so I'm going to go ahead and pour it just to get it in there. And then we'll get started because I'm going to have to divide these batters up to get them to work. And normally I don't work on a Lazy Susan, but I need to today because I got to be able to turn this around and get all parts of it equally once I get going. All right. Get that one out of the way. So, according to the tutorial, I need to use a pouring, a cup of the pouring spout because you got to be able to get really close and drop the layers in quickly. Because these Pyrex jars don't have pouring spouts on them, and they tend to do this when you pour, I'm going to need to, divide the batter up and get in there a couple of times. Let me clean up my mess. I don't want to inadvertently burn myself. But it's cold. How can it burn you? Well, because it's got lye in it. That's how. That's why I always line my workstations with freezer paper. Look at that, no more problem. Okay, so basically, I'm going to start moving this before I pour it so that it doesn't create a dent in the soap. And I'm just going to do this quickly to create my pointy layers. I'm probably going to screw this up already, but we'll see how I can do. I want to completely cover up the orange layer with this coral layer. And I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can get to the other side. That's why it's on the Lazy Susan. I messed it up already at the end, I can tell. But that's okay. We're gonna see how it turns out. Because who knows, it could be that the middle is perfect and the ends are not. And that's the funny thing about doing soap. You think you mess up and then it works out just fine. Basically what's happening is that as I pour the red in, it's pushing the orange up, okay? And so I'm going to completely kind of cover this as much as possible. I'm going to get the rest of this batter in here. You got to do it while it's loose. That's why these are in here, so I can stir it up a bit. And then I'm going to continue to pour it in because I got to cover up all the orange. Kind of wants to spurt out on the ends. I'm probably swinging too hard, but we'll see how it goes. Let's turn it around. Let's get the other side. And you'll do the same thing with all these layers. So I'm going to be interested to see how it turned out and if I screwed it up. This is my first attempt at this. I have no other attempts. I know some people in the challenge said they're already on their third or fourth because they've screwed up. I don't want to waste that much product. I'll do it once or twice and then I'll submit what I got. So I'm using my standard recipe. I did not choose to use the recommended recipe. I like to see if things work with how I do soap. And if they don't, then I'll make adjustments. So if this doesn't work, the second batch will be a different recipe. Okay, so we got one out of the way there. Okay, we'll do this dark layer next. So we're gonna go dark, light, dark, light. Stay loose, you son of a bitch. There we go, all right. Okay. I'll worry about cleaning up later. At this point, I gotta get pouring. This is starting to thicken up. So, I'm probably pouring too heavy. I have a heavy hand, kind of like when I drive, I have a heavy foot. Drives my wife nuts. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but see how the red is poking through the brown? I want to cover up all that because by getting it onto those layers is what's going to create the points or the peaks inside my soap. This is a lot harder than it looks. It's not easy, that's for sure. Plus, I have an odd mold. I'm sure if I was just using a smaller mold, this would be a lot simpler. But like I said, I try to see how things work with my business model. My business model is to make a lot at a time. I don't do small batch specialty stuff like a lot of people do. I do large batch because we sell a lot of soap. I mean, even if this doesn't work out, I'm still going to sell it. It's going to be my cucumber melon for this month. Let's get a little bit more out of there. And waste not, want not, right? Get every bit that you can, because if you waste too much, you're wasting the bar of soap you could be selling. That's what I always tell people. Scrape as much of it out as possible. It's going to be weird looking, I have a feeling. I think it'll look cool, but I don't think it's going to be correct. But you never know. Last one is, boy, if that falls off of there, it'll suck, huh? Downright hilarious. No. Okay. All right. Last one. Oh, I messed up right there. Big spill on the end. In the tutorial, she used a very small mold, probably made 9 bars of soap. I don't see a point other than for instruction. I mean, if you're gonna be making 60 pounds of soap at a time, or 30 pounds of soap at a time, or this is a 15-pound mold. Usually I'd fill up 3 or 4 of these at once. But if I'm going to do special designs, I'm going to do it on a large scale. Because for me, that would be worthwhile. I would like to point out that I have a small mold. I have many small molds from when I first started making soap, but this is how I want to do it. just hoping I didn't make like big, deep impressions. I'm hoping these are nice little tiny points like the tutorial has. Well, I think I figured out my technique. So if I do this again, I'll try it like this, smaller lines, more wiggling, we'll see what happens. But like I said, there's probably bars in the middle that I can enter if it works out right. The whole point of doing a soap challenge club is so that I can learn how to do some of these things myself, you know, and stretch my technique. It's not always practical for business, but I think it doesn't hurt to know how to do these things so that you become better at your craft and you're able to tell people how to do things as well. So I'm not going to do any fancy special designs on the top. I'm just going to leave it as this pour and make sure that that's the focus of this challenge. So there you have it. Let's see how it turns out in a couple of days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill McConnell, owner of Whole Life Soaps, and we're in Redwood, California. Come check us out. It's beautiful up here this time of year. You want to beat the summer heat in Southern California? Come to the mountains. Pay me a visit. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this is Bill with Whole Life Soaps, and a couple days ago I made my what do you call it? It's a Pointy layers soap is what it is. It's for my soap club challenge that I'm participating in through the Amy Warden Soap Challenge Club at soapchallengeclub.com, and it's kind of a fun way to increase your skill set and network with people who make soap, and I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'll probably do it again. It's about $75 for 3 months. I think you can buy a year membership. I think I'm going to do it a quarter at a time, see how it goes. But I'm learning a lot, which is cool. I'm also going to be writing about it for Making Soap Magazine in my next column, because I've been a columnist with them since about 2017. So anyway, let's see if I was successful or if I'm going to have to do this again. And regardless of the turnout, I'm still going to sell it because it'll be my cucumber melon. To get these dried shavings out of my way. Got the World Series of Poker going on here. I love watching poker. Don't ask me why. Some people like to watch basketball. Some people like to watch golf. I love watching poker. Something about the game, just exciting. I also play. That's probably part of the attraction. Okay, my soap up there now. Get rid of all this soap dust. And let me grab my bevel. You think you have everything and then you don't. It's all good though. Shave this puppy up and we'll take a look at it. This does save me time in the end. I like the look of it. The colors are certainly, colors on the side are certainly cool. This is not going to have a pointy end on the side though. You'll see them across the center, but that color look, that's kind of a cool melony looking kind of color. I like it. It's different than how I usually do. If I like it, maybe I'll keep it for future renditions. Okay. You know, I could change how I do my liners and my molds and not have to always shave these soaps, but people like to buy the shavings. So, and I like to give people what they want. People being customers. There's some people on the Facebook page for this soap club challenge that have done this 2 or 3 times already, and they feel like they failed, but I really like what they've made. So regardless of whether they feel they're accomplishing the challenge correctly, they're making some really beautiful soaps. So you got to be a member, I think, to look at the Facebook, or well, to comment on the Facebook page. But if you go to soapclubchallenge.com, you can see what the winners produced. I was not a winner. I'm a winner in my book. Okay, so this is the bottom. This is the top. Let's see how it turned out. I'm going to take a little off the end here for posterity. The end doesn't look great. Too deep of a pour. But perhaps the middle worked, and I can use that as my entry. The colors might be too close. My colors might be too close in color too, and you might not be able to see it as well. Let's see what happens. All right, wish me luck. Here we go. Huh. Interesting. So let's check this out. So as you can see, you're supposed to have these pointed layers from the high pour from the funnel cup. I have them there. I missed a little brown there. That's where there's a brown spot. And then this brown goes up into the pink. I don't know if that color is the best. I thought it was going to be a rose color, not brown. So it probably doesn't behave well in the cold process. So 1 second, Terry. And then, but you can see how it's turned out. So perhaps we might have a submission in this. I might do it again, but looks pretty cool though. Anyway, it's my July Soap Club challenge. I'll cut the rest of this up in a bit. I gotta help a customer. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much.